Thank you for that prayer. And we will start with Dr. Judy Cummings. She is running to be the president of the national branch of NAACP. And I will start the time as soon as she starts making comments.
Well, thank you and good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for sharing your time this evening. I know that we are in a pivotal time in the life of our country as we are facing a national presidential election. And so thank you for just setting aside some time. I'm so thankful and grateful that the branch will be offering to host again this setting so that other members who were not invited to this particular meeting will have an opportunity to hear us, the candidates speak. I'm getting some feedback. If you'll mute everyone. Thank you again. So as I am running to be president of the Nashville branch of the NAACP, and I'm just excited about the opportunity to think about and envision what it might look like under my presidency. I know many of you, and many of you know me, and you know the strength of leadership that I bring. But for those who don't, let me just share with you who I am and why I believe that I am the best candidate to lead the NAACP Nashville branch during this crucial time in our country and in our city where we live, work, and play. The NAACP is the oldest civil rights organization in our country, and our branch will soon be 160 years old. I'm a Silver Life member of the NAACP and have always been very supportive of the work that it does. I am willing to give my all to help it to be successful so that we might together liberate and empower our people. As president, I bring and will bring years of proven leadership experience. My experience goes all the way back from when I worked as a registered nurse at St. Thomas Hospital in the 70s and 80s. For 23 years, I managed over 400 people, professional and non-professional, $14 million budget. And then when I answered my call to ministry 26 years ago, I completed my Master of Divinity degree at Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, went on to finish my doctorate at Asbury Theological Seminary. As pastor I've served for 18 years as a pastor, first 8 years at 15th Avenue Baptist Church, which was a justice-seeking congregation, and then at my beloved New Covenant Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, for the past 10 years, which is a justice-seeking, inclusive congregation. So I bring that experience. I bring that experience of having been on the front line of justice for over 30 some odd years. So this is not something that I've just started, but this is something that I've always done. I've always used my voice to be able to be a voice for those who have no voice, to stand up against injustice. As I think about the years that I have spent in leadership, and even my doctorate is in leadership, I thought about the fact that I am a trained community organizer. I was trained under the Gamaliel Foundation, which is the same organization that trained our past President Barack Obama to be a community organizer. What does that mean? It means that I know how.
I learned that no matter how great the opportunity looks to me, no matter how high my emotions go, if I don't want it. It may be good, but it's not good for me. I want to stay in God's best plan for my life.
Thank you so much. That means that as a community organizer, that I know how to organize people, organize money, and organize a movement. The movement that I propose for, and my vision for the branch, Nashville branch, is moving forward to do justice. Working under this vision as president, I hope to, first of all, my main priority will be to bring the administrative operations of the branch into the 21st century, creating a system that allows the business of the branch to be transparent, to be efficient, and to be professional. Just case in point, the reason that we're going to host a second time that the candidates, that the members get an opportunity to meet with the candidates is because we have an issue with our membership. And so as I go across the length and the breadth of this city, I find members who say, well, I'm a member of the NAACP, I'm paid, but I never get any information. So I want to be able to do that to make sure that our members are communicated with. But bringing it out from under administration, which has been in for the past couple of years, means that we need to do a strategic plan. It is hard to have a business, to do any kind of business without any kind of vision or any kind of plan. So our vision moving forward to do justice will be structured with a strategic plan that will be our guiding document to help us understand what it is that we'll do, why it is that we're doing what we do. And then also the other requirement in order to bring us out from under state control of administratorship is to do conflict resolution. And so we want to make sure that our branch is healthy in every respect. So often what happens in nonprofits and in small organizations is that they become personality led, and we forget about what our mission, our vision, and our values are as we focus in on individuals. And I want to bring it back to focusing in on what the mission, the vision, and the value of the branch is. And so working on those two issues along with membership will be my top priorities. And then my other priority for the branch will be, as we move forward to do justice, is to make sure that our branch is at every table where decisions in this city are made. As many of you know, I'm well connected in this city as I've served on several different committees throughout the life of this city. And when I'm at those tables, the seat that is empty, the seat that is missing is the Nashville branch NAACP, and that ought not to be. And so under this vision moving forward to do justice, I propose to be able to use my platform to make sure that the NAACP branch is at those tables where important decisions are made about our lives and about the people that we serve. And so I hope to be able to do that. When I talk about transparency, one of the complaints about our branch is, and one of the reasons that we went under administratorship of the state is because we had not been transparent. And so I believe that as we bring the branch into the 21st century using modern day tools, software, that is an issue that we'll be able to put to rest as we make not only our finances transparent, but also the business of the branch transparent. Also, as it relates to membership, I know that many of you have joined the NAACP, and perhaps you pay your dues, but then you just have not been invited to be involved in the branch. And so the way the branch operates is that there are committees that run the business of the branch. And so I want to make sure that members have the opportunity to be a part of those committees, and that those committees are functioning the way they're supposed to function. And again, that they help us in this city for people to understand that in this city that the NAACP Nashville branch is a force to be reckoned with. I want to also make sure as we move the branch into the 21st century that not only do the members have the opportunity to be involved, not only are we at the seat of power seats in this city, but also that we are connected. That we are connected in doing the business of the branch as it relates to the national NAACP and as it relates to the state NAACP. And I want to stop right here, pause right here, and thank so many of you, particularly so many of our new members who have already begun to give of your time and your talent to be able to do that. I see that I have just 2 minutes left. You know, I am academically prepared. I have the leadership qualifications. I have the experience of a proven leader to lead this branch, to be able to realize its vision of doing justice. And so I hope that I have your support. I'm available for any questions that you might have. I know you won't get a chance to ask any questions on tonight, but if you find that you do have any questions, just reach out to me. I'll be glad to talk to you about it. And so again, thank you, and thank you for your time being here tonight. And I hope that the vision that I have laid forth and the vision that you have for this city, for the work that we should be doing in this city as it relates to justice, that our visions line up and that you'll come along and work with me to make sure that the NAACP branch, Nashville branch, is doing all that it can to liberate our people and to empower our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thank you for those who have volunteered to help host and that. I think we've got it managed. And if you're on your phones, I will be muting you. If I mute all, then I have to work with the participant directly. Okay, great. If you do have questions for the next round of discussions with the candidates, go ahead and drop those in comments. You can private message me, or you can go ahead and drop them in comments or chat. Some people have already private messaged me on some questions so that I can go ahead and just print that out and add those to the question list for the candidates. All right, next we'll hear from Attorney Cheryl Gwynn. Just a 1 second, I need to reset the watch. Okay, I'll start the time when you start, Attorney Cheryl Gwynn.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being present this evening for our speeches for the NAACP presidency for the next 2 years. We do have 2-year terms here in the NAACP. Thank you for giving up your time on a Friday night. I know that's a little difficult sometimes because that's almost your get yourself together time. That's your time to just kind of recuperate from the rigors of the week. I am a native Nashvilleian. I am an attorney here in Nashville. I've been practicing over 10 years. And I became very active with the NAACP in 2014. During that time, I had completed running for an office, and so I kind of just maneuvered into the NAACP based upon what the things were that were previously in my platform when I was running for office, which was to making sure that people who were disenfranchised were not being ill-treated, but actually being treated equally and given an opportunity to recover, even if there were issues that had come into their lives. And the NAACP, because of its basis of equality, was the perfect fit for me. When I came in for the first 2 years, I was third vice president under President Ludi Wallace. And then for Ludi Wallace's, I believe that was either his third or his fourth term being president in the NAACP, I was president during I was third vice president during 2016-2017 year as well. And then when President Keith Caldwell came in, I was second vice president for the 2019-2020 year. And I have enjoyed my time in the NAACP. What I have as far as a vision for what I want to see happen here is for the NAACP to return to the days of glory. What I envision as far as what our branch should look like, it should be the premier organization here in Nashville to deal with equality, to handle any sort of disenfranchisement. And that's what we want. I'm sure that's what most of us want to do, is to make sure that we are giving back to our community and making sure that we are all able to be successful, that we are all able to take care of our families. As you all are probably aware, of course, I came into office after my predecessor, President Caldwell, had resigned. And that was a very, very interesting time. Of course, as you know, it was in June of this year, and the pandemic was here as well. So it didn't give a good opportunity to plan how to go forward. At that time, you were almost dropped into the middle of the ocean and told to swim. And so it was very interesting. But because of my love for the NAACP and the love for the people that we help, I did take that role on. And I have enjoyed it. It has been stressful. I will not say that it has not been stressful, and it has definitely been work, but it has been good work. The work requires time in order to be able to get things accomplished. The work requires tenacity to get things accomplished. The work requires understanding of other people, who are also participating in the organization, because of course everyone here is a volunteer. So when people are coming in and are volunteering for what they hold dear, it's not for money, it's usually not for prestige, but it's because they actually have something that they want to see accomplished for the greater good, and that has to be paid attention to. So when you're looking at how to make the NAACP that premier organization, or that beacon of light that it should be here in Nashville, you have to go back to what our 21 committees are. Our 21 committees hit on every aspect of life. And once those committees are working, they help the community as a whole. And that's what I want to see happen. I want to see our committees be strong and meeting on a regular basis and coming up with their plans as far as how they want to maneuver for their 2-year term. I want to see people enjoy their volunteer work. I want to see people excited about what they are, what the goal is for those committees, and then what the goal of the branch is as a whole. I think that what I want to see as a plan for the NAACP is for us to have one huge goal that we're all working under, and then of course having those committees to then feed into that. And I think that that huge goal still needs to remain, that the NAACP should be that premier organization that people are coming to and that they are able to receive assistance from. When I came into office, the big issue, one of the huge issues was communication with our members. That has evolved over time. The first thing that I did when I came into office was meet with, first of all of our officers, and then so that way I could understand what was currently happening within the branch. Then we held the meeting with all of the committee chairs. Now, as you know, when you come into an organization, when the predecessor has resigned, sometimes there were people who were loyal to the predecessor, and they may have, just not necessarily wanted to continue to participate. So things have not happened as quickly as I would like for them to happen. But that doesn't mean that the goal has changed or that the end result is any different. The goal is still to have all 21 of our committees functioning and meeting, because then they operate as a whole. And as that whole, then that's how we are able to affect change within the city. The Nationals, of course, runs, all of the branches, of course, fall under Nationals. But with that autonomy that is there for each individual branch, you can make significant strides and differences within the community, whereas the powers that be, such as our government and other powerful entities, are coming to you for things that are happening within the community. And that's what should be happening with the NAACP. What I have seen and what I believe is that when those other entities see how we are operating, they want to become a part of this, and they want us to be a part, because they know that we have the pulse. We are reading the pulse of the community and are able to bring that to the table. When those things are happening, then that's when the real change and the real movement happens within this city. I have wanted so much for the NAACP to be at every table, simply because we have so much to offer, from what is coming into our office and what is being stated. But the question then becomes, how do we get to that point? And I think one thing is empowering our committee chairs, making sure that our committee chairs are understanding what needs to be done in order to come up with their plan for their 2-year period. So there is something called the strategic plan. And I don't know how many people know what that is, but basically that is where you're starting with that goal and you're saying what things that you want to accomplish. Now, President Sweetlove had told us that, and of course she's with the state NAACP, President Sweetlove had explained to us that what she wanted us to do was to come up with that strategic plan so that we can get from under state administratorship. Now, of course, I wanted to do that during my administration, but there was only so much time in order to be able to get that accomplished. But in coming up with that plan and then making the NAACP what we actually want it to be, I think it starts there with our committees, and then it blossoms from there through the administration, because the administration is what allows the committees to be able to accomplish what they need to. The NAACP technologically has had issues. Thankfully, we now have a wonderful Facebook page, a wonderful website that has great information on it as far as who all of our committee chairs are, who the vice presidents are that are over those committee chairs. There's that sponsor.
All right, you've heard from both of our candidates tonight, and we are going to have another round, and I'm proposing that we do this on a